Record this meeting. And Divya, do you have any doubts in the last class? Divya?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, you will be able to see my desktop?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what is PL SQL? Okay. First of all, we know everything what is a SQL. It's the structured query language. Query language. So what is the use of this language? This language is for communicating with the database. Okay. So is for communicating with the database. With database. It's for communicating with the database. So what is the use of this SQL? SQL is to communicate. For what is the purpose of the communication? Like creating tables, altering tables, okay, inserting data, creating the constraint, altering the data, then update, delete, insert all, merge statement, and all the same. So we are going to insert operation. Okay, are we specifying any logic? Let's see, let's explain this one. Update emp set salary is equal to salary plus 100. We are updating salary. Update emp set salary is equal to salary plus emp. What is the use of this command? What is the use of this command? What is the use of this command?
Manipulate the data.
It's to manipulate the data. So what it is going? It's increasing the salary by increasing salary. Salary of an employee by 100. Okay, by 100. Increasing the salary of an employee by 100. Just increasing the salary. Okay, so here, are we specifying any logic? Here, we are not specifying any logic. So any programming method, we are not specifying the programming method. What we are specifying? We are specifying just what do you want. We are not doing any program because we are giving just executing a command, just increase the salary. Any programming logic. So just telling Oracle that what we need. We are not specifying anything programming logic. Okay, here we're specifying the one thing, but this is the most powerful language. Powerful language. SQL is the more powerful language. Okay, this is small. We have seen all the different types of commands like a DML, DDL, DCL, TCL, everything we have seen. So then what is a SQL? It's a fourth generational language. Let's say it's a fourth generational language. Okay, so now what is a PL SQL? So what is a PL SQL? So the procedural language extension to SQL. Extension to SQL. So it's not the replacement of an SQL. So it's a extension to SQL. So we're extending the SQL. So now what are the disadvantages of this SQL? What are the disadvantages of SQL? Anybody have any idea what is the disadvantage? Anybody have? What is the disadvantage of SQL? Anybody have any idea?
We cannot specify what we want, like we have to use only the...
That's a powerful, right? It's not any disadvantage. See here we don't need to write a code, right? We don't need to write a code. So without writing a code, we are doing our work. That is the most advantage. Anybody?
It's more complex.
SQL is simple. Everything is a commands, right? Simple command: update, insert, delete, merge, select, alter. It's a command, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. So everything everything is a command. Okay, so the conditional execution is not possible, right? Conditional execution is not possible. For example, okay, see here, if department number is equal to 10, so then update emp set salary is equal to salary plus 0.1, 10%. Okay, 10% of the salary. So when the department number is equal to 10, where department number is equal to 10. So now else if department number is equal to 20, then update. So then point to 20%. Else update to 0.05, where department number not in 10, 20. So can I write these kind of conditional execution in SQL? Can I write this type of conditional execution in SQL? Is it possible? Is it possible? Yes or no? It is not possible. The conditional execution is not possible. Okay, because it's everything is a command. We can execute either this command or this command or this command. Yeah, the decode is a small, this is a small example, but it can be a multiple here. Either you see here. So now update, I want to execute a insert, I want to delete, okay, I want to select. So this is the complete thing is a block of code. This is a complete program, complete block of code. So can I execute this all 4 commands? It is not possible. Insert, delete, select, update. This 4 is not possible with the case. Okay, maybe update example we can do with the case or decode, but the multiple conditional execution is not possible. See here, for your reference, easy reference, I just specified only one command, but in the real time it can be a multiple commands. Now condition execution is not possible and looping is not possible. Okay, I want to execute update statement or insert statement 100 times. See here, execute insert statement 100 times. Is it possible to execute the same insert statement 100 times in a loop in SQL? What we have to do? We have to execute insert statement 100 times, not all at once or in a loop. So the looping is not possible. Conditional execution is not possible under looping. So that means, so the SQL lacks programming language features. Okay, and thing is, everything is a command. We cannot execute group of commands at a time. Command. So we cannot execute group of commands. At a time. So see here, I cannot execute all in once because we have to execute individually, because that is a SQL command, but in this one. Okay, so based on these 3 disadvantages, I'm saying that SQL is even though SQL is a powerful language, but it is not a procedural language. Lacks the procedural features like a conditional, loopings, and code reusability, and those type of the things. That's why the Oracle introduced a language called procedural language extension to PL SQL. Simply I can say is PL SQL is equal to all programming language features plus SQL. All programming language features. What are the programming language features? Like a code reusability, variables, loops, for loop, if conditions. We will see in the following classes. So the PL SQL is nothing but a combining the SQL and procedural language features. Okay, everybody is clear? Introduction is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all SQL commands can be used in PL SQL. Used in PL SQL. All SQL commands. It can any type of SQL command can be used in PL SQL. All SQL functions, built-in functions, can be used in PL SQL. All SQL operators, like whatever we learn in the SQL, everything, it's a complete support of a SQL. So the PL SQL completely supports PL SQL. PL SQL completely supports a SQL. So all the procedural language extension, and it is like a complete support of the SQL language. Okay, so it's a PL SQL is a programming language. What type of programming language? Okay, so PL SQL is a block structured programming language. PL SQL is a programming language, but what type? PL SQL is a block structured language. So that means every PL SQL program should follow some kind of structure. Should follow structure, block structure. Okay, so PL SQL block, everything in PL SQL, whatever we write. So PL SQL program is nothing but a PL SQL block. PL SQL program is nothing but a PL SQL blocks. Okay, so now what are before going into the structure, we will see the types of PL SQL blocks. Types of PL SQL blocks. So it's a two types of PL SQL blocks. Anonymous PL SQL block and named PL SQL block. Anonymous PL SQL block and named PL SQL. Anonymous PL SQL block is nothing but a block without any name. Block without any name. It is not permanent. It is not permanent. Okay, we have to write every time because it will not store in database permanently. It's not permanent in the thread. It's not stored in database permanently. Database permanently. So we need to write every time. Okay, so a name without a PL SQL block without any name are called as a anonymous PL SQL block. So here is a named PL SQL block. Okay, a PL SQL block with a name associated to it, with name. Okay, stored in database permanently. So once created, once stored in database, we can execute any number of times these blocks. Okay, once a PL SQL named PL SQL block created in database, once we create it, so we can execute any number of times. So that means code reusability is possible. With the help of a named PL SQL block, a code reusability is possible. Once we create it, so reusability. So that is the one feature of PL SQL. Reusability of code. So what are the PL SQL language? PL SQL is a procedural language extension to SQL. So it combines all the SQL features plus PL SQL programming features. PL SQL is a block structured language. Every PL SQL program should follow some block structure. What type of a blocks it is? Anonymous block and named PL SQL block. Okay, anonymous block and named PL SQL block. Everybody is clear? Yes or no, please? Okay, so let's see this diagram. Everybody is able to see that diagram? So PL SQL block. So this is the PL SQL block. Please see this diagram. This is the PL SQL block. Let's assume so this is the client one. Whatever we have here, this is the client and this is the server, PL SQL engine and Oracle. So these two are on the server side. Okay, PL SQL block, this is the SQL developer. This is your client program, SQL developer. We can write the PL SQL blocks. We can write the PL SQL blocks using the any SQL developer or anything. We can write the PL SQL block. Okay, once a PL SQL block submitted to Oracle. So here, once a PL SQL block submitted to Oracle. So what is a PL SQL contains? PL SQL contains a programming language features and a SQL commands. Okay, so Oracle have two engines. One is PL SQL engine and one is SQL statement executor. PL SQL engine and SQL statement executor. So PL SQL execution starts from line by line. PL SQL execution starts from line by line. First line, second line, third line, fourth line, like this. Okay, so what PL SQL engine, during this execution of the PL SQL block, if any SQL statements are there, so then immediately PL SQL engine sends the SQL to the SQL statement executor. So the SQL statement executor executes the SQL statement and sends back the results to PL SQL engine. Okay, so now the PL SQL. So the code related to SQL executes the SQL statement executor and all other statements executed in PL SQL engine. So the PL SQL block and the successful after completing the complete program and the results sends back to your client program. So the PL SQL block submits to Oracle. Oracle means executes on the server. So Oracle differentiates what are the PL SQL statements and what are the SQL statements. All PL SQL statements executes by PL SQL engine and all SQL statements executes by the SQL statement executor or SQL engine. So finally the results sends back to PL SQL. Okay, everybody. Everybody, is it clear? Please let me know. Please note down this diagram and let me know is it clear or not. Okay, so now what are the basic features? So now let's see the block structure. What is a block of a PL SQL program? Okay, so how the block look like? So the block structure, PL SQL block structure. That is the maximum we can increase in here. Okay, PL SQL block structure program. Okay, so the PL SQL block looks like this. Declare, begin, exception and end. So PL SQL block structure is everything we have to follow this block only. Okay, so the declare section is optional. This is optional and begin is mandatory. This is mandatory and this is optional and this is end is ending in the program. Okay, so now the declare is declare section and a begin section and exception section and finally end. So these are the four blocks. What is the use of declare section? In this declare section, in this section, we will declare all variables required. Variables required for your program execution. Program execution. So whatever variables required to execute this PL SQL block, all these variables should be declared here. Whatever variables required in this PL SQL block, all these variables will be declared in this declare section. Okay, if your PL SQL block does not require any variable, then declare section is optional. So if variables is not required, then declare section is not required. Everybody is clear? So the declare section is for declaring a variable. Okay, so how many variables we need? The variables required based on your programming logic. What is the business? What is the use case? Why we are writing the program? Okay, so now the declare section. What is the begin section? The begin section is all executable code. Code will be in this section. All executable code will write in this section. So whatever code we need to write, so that code in this begin section. Okay, the declare section is for declaring a variables, and begin section all executable code. Here we will write. So PL SQL features plus SQL commands. Okay, now this section. So, and whatever variables required in this begin section, those variables declared in this one. All variables should be declared before their use. So in which section of a PL SQL we will declare a variable? Declare section. And exception section is for handling any errors. Occurred in your begin program. Is for handling any errors occurred in your program. That means in the begin section or in the declare section, if any error occurred, so that error can be handled in this section. If you don't want to handle any errors, then exception section is optional. Okay, everybody is clear? So the declare, begin, exception and end section. So the declare section is for declaring a variable, and begin section we will write all executable code in the begin section, and the exception section is for handling all the errors. Okay, and finally end. So this is the a simple PL SQL block. So a block contains 4 sections: declare, begin, exception, end. The declare section is for declaring a variables, and begin section is for all executable code will write in this section, and exception section is for handling any errors occurred in your program. Anybody have any doubts? Yes or no, please? Yes? No issues? No doubts. Okay. Super. Okay, let's start with, so the PL, the nesting of PL SQL blocks is possible. The nesting of PL SQL blocks is possible. Is possible. What is the meaning of nesting of PL SQL block? That means a block inside a block. Sometimes we may have to write a block inside a block. Inside a block. Block inside a block. So here declare, begin, see, exception, end. This is the block. So here I am writing another PL SQL block. Declare, begin, end. I can write a block in exception section as well. Declare, begin, end. So here I am writing another block. Declare, begin, end. See here 3 levels are there. Similarly, we can write any levels. So the declare, begin, end. So the block inside a block. This is the most inner block, and this is the parent block of this one, inner block, and this is the final parent.
One doubt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Doubt.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
In begin, if it begin declare చేశారు కదా, that is local variables, right?
This one?
No, this part. The second declare.
This one, right?
Yeah.
That
is local, right? Local variables, right? I mean, we can't use.
That we will see in after 15 minutes. Don't worry about that one, okay?
Okay.
So we will see what is the variable, what is the scope of a variable. Okay, variable declared in one block, Can I use it in another block? Yes or no? We will see in after 15 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
So what point I'm saying here is that nesting of PL SQL blocks is possible. That means a block inside a block is possible. Okay. That's a very important thing. So a block inside a block is possible. Okay. Now this is the block. So what are the main features of a PL SQL? We will see one by one feature. Main features of PL SQL. The first thing is it's a block structure language. So which we have already seen. Block structure language, and it supports variables and constants. Variables and constants. Yes, PL SQL supports variables and constants. And variable supports control structures, programming language features. Supports programming language features. Features like control structures, like if, loop, and for loop. These are the examples. We will see all these things in today or tomorrow's class. Supporting programming language features like the conditional execution and for looping. Conditional execution and for looping. Block structure language, and all the things can be supported. Okay, so it supports the block structure language. Okay, supports the variables and constant, supports the programming language features. Okay, and fourth one is exception handling. This is for this section, exception section. Whenever there is an error in your program, so we can handle that error. Okay, exception handling, and it supports modularity. Modularity means, so instead of writing one person one program, we can divide a big program into multiple pieces, the small blocks of code, and the parallel execution can be enabled. The parallel execution, that means, for example, okay, the modules, we can divide a program into small modules, and each module can be developed parallelly. So it will increase the speed of development. Modularity means we can divide a program into small modules and each can be developed parallelly. Okay, so how it supports the modularity? We can develop parallelly. Okay, simultaneously, parallelly. Simultaneously is the more keyword. Simultaneously, modularity. Okay, and sixth one is the cursors. It's a new feature we will see. Okay, it supports complete full support of SQL. So what is the cursor? Don't worry, we will see all these things one by one. Okay, under the modularity, it comes to like a procedures, functions, packages, triggers. Okay, this comes under the packages, triggers, and everything, and the modularity. So the modules, a big program can be divided into small modules, procedures, functions, and packages, and cursors. Okay, and the thing is full support of a SQL, complete support of the PL SQL. So these are the main 7 features of a. It has a lot of built-in PL SQL packages. Supports lot of PL SQL, built-in PL SQL package, which can be ready-made use it. We can do. We don't need to write a code for all the. Oracle already provided a lot of built-in packages. We will see. So these are the main features of the PL SQL. Okay, and then advantages of the PL SQL. Advantages of PL SQL. The first thing is modularity is a one advantage we have seen. Okay, in the above here, see here, if one person develop a program in 5 days, 5 persons can develop that program in 1 day. If we divide that program into multiple blocks, we can increase the speed of development. That's the modularity. And the second one is the better performance. How it is the better performance? Okay, let's see. See here. Okay, so now in a SQL, okay, see here, insert, update, delete, insert all, merge statement. See, I want to execute this merge statement. 5 commands. In SQL, what we have to do? We have to execute each one individually. First execute insert statement, so then execute the update statement, and then execute the delete statement, and then execute the insert all statements and merge statement individually. But if we use with the PL SQL, all 5 can be executed one time. Okay, instead of executing the one command at a time, we can submit request to Oracle, then it complete successful, then submit update request, then complete successful, then delete, then insert all, then merge. So from client, instead of submitting, sending a 5 requests to Oracle, we can group of statements can be executed one time. So what it will do? It will reduce the network traffic and executes the code on the server so fast. That's why the better performance. How the better performance will be? Say code reusability. Now thing is code the reusability. How it is the reusability? So I told you. Okay. So what I told in the code reusability here is, so once a named PL SQL block created in the database, we can execute any number of times. So the same code can execute any number of times because of that procedures, because they are stored in the database permanently. So the procedure or a function or a package stores in a database permanently, and the same procedure we can execute as many number of times. So if I created a procedure, so then Ashok no need to create the same procedure for same logic, which I have already created. He can reuse my code. We don't need to develop a code for the same requirement 2 times. One time is fine and we can reuse it. That's the reusability. And portability. Portability in the sense is, once a PL SQL program is created, so that program can work in any operating system. That means it can work on Unix, it can work on Linux, it can work on DB2, it can work on Windows. So the portability, that means, so the Java is not a portable language. If you compile a Java on Windows, it cannot work in Linux, because Java is a operating system specific language. So it's not a portable language. We have to compile again it on the Unix. But PL SQL is a portability. Once you created a procedure, so the same procedure can be created in, can be reused in any programming. Everybody is clear? Modularity, better performance, and reusability and portability. Anybody have any doubts or no? Please let me know. Shalini, no. Bhavani, Divya, Harita, Kiran, Ashok, Avinash, Mahesh. Mahesh, clear? Mahesh.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the.
Sir, it's clear.
Yeah. Modularity, better performance, and portability. Now let's see. Everybody is clear with this, all the features of the PL SQL. So let's copy this. Okay. So now here the PL SQL is a block structure language. Let's see the block. Declare, begin, exception, and end. Exception and end. Okay, so let's see in the declare section what we are going to declare the variables. Here we will declare all required variables. What is the meaning of all required variables? And then what is a variable? And then we will see. Variable. So the variable, required variables in the sense, if any variable required during your program execution, variable required for the successful completion of your program, then those variables required needs to be declared. Okay. For example, let's say how many variables required for finding sum of two numbers. Small guess. How many variables required for finding sum of two numbers? How many variables required for sum of two numbers?
3 variables.
Minimum 2, maximum
3.
3. Okay, so 2 or 3. 2 is for that variable values, and third one is for result, 2 or 3 variables. So those variables needs to be declared in this section. Okay, so now what is a variable? What is a variable? What is a variable? Okay, so the variable is nothing but a placeholder. Variable is a placeholder for storing some value of a specific type. For storing a value of specific type is very important. Specific type. So the data type is very important. What type of a variable it is? So the type, the specific type, that means the data type. It specifies the type of the data what we can store in this one. The data type and the size also. Specific type and size. Size is very important. Data type and size, because each variable is a placeholder. Okay, so the value of a variable is going to change during your program. Variable value. So the value, right? Storing a value. So the value stored in this variable can change. The variable value can be changed during program execution. Until program execution. If we declare a variable as a constant, so variable value is going to change. So where it is going to change? It's going to change in a program execution. Where the program execution logic is there? In the begin section. In the begin section or in the exception section. So the variables will be declared in the declare section. If you declare a variable, as a constant, so then we cannot change value in during execution. We cannot change value during execution. That's a very important thing. Please remember that one. So what is a variable? Okay, a variable is a placeholder for storing a value of a specific type and size. And variable can be changed during the program execution. So the variable value can be changed. And if you declare a variable as a constant, then we cannot change. How to declare a variable as? We will see. Okay, so now, so each variable has a unique name. Variable name needs to be unique in your block. Variable name is unique per block. So that means, so we cannot declare a two variables with the same name. Variable name is unique per block. Okay, variable declared in one block cannot be used in another block. That's a one feature. Variable declared in one block cannot be used in another block. Except child block, inner block, child or inner block. So here, so the Abhiram asked that doubt. See here, here. See, variable declared here. These variables declared here can be used in any block because this is the outer block. That means variable declared in the outer block can be used in inner block. Vice versa is not possible. So if I declare a variable here which is not used in the outer block, but they can use it in the inner block. Variable declared in one block cannot be used in the another block except child or inner block. That means outer block and inner block. Variable declared in the outer block can be used in inner block. Okay, everybody is it clear? Abhiram, your doubt got clear? Abhiram. Okay, anybody have any doubts?
Clear.
So the variable, how to declare a variable? Okay, so we need to declare a variable, right? Variable. Okay, it's a variable name, data type and size. Okay, variable name, data type and size. Variable name, data type and size, or we can give a optional default value, default with value. We can give a default value. Okay, or we can declare it as a not null. So the variable is a not null, or we can declare a variable as a constant, optional constant. So the variable is a constant, or it can have a default value, or it can be declared as a not null. Okay, so one thing here, if a variable declared as a not null, so then we have to compulsory give a value. So here I am writing here one more point. If a variable declared as not null, not null means it should have some value. Okay, that means when declared as a not null, it means it should have some value. It should have some value. So that is very important. The default value. The default means what is the default value we are giving to the variable. So remember this one. Default value means the default value giving to this variable. Means default value we are giving to a variable. Giving to variable. What if it don't give the default value? Then what is the default value? If it don't give the default value, variable contains null. The default value of a variable is null until unless we specify value of a variable. We will see all these examples. Default value of a variable is null until we specify with default class. Please note down all the points. So the how to declare a variable. Variable name is a constant. Variable name is always starts with a character. Variable name should not starts with a special character or starts with a number. So always starts with a character. Variable is a placeholder. What is the place for? It's for value, and it has a specific type. So the variable should have a specific type and size. Okay, variable value can be changed during the program execution. If we declare a variable as a constant, then we cannot change that value during the execution. Variable name is unique per block. Variable name is unique per block. And variable declared in one block cannot be used in another block except child or inner block. That means it's a scope of a variable. Outer block variable can be used in inner block, and inner block variable cannot be used in another block. Okay, everybody? So each variable have the data type. What are the types of variables? Okay, let's see some examples of this variable. Name varchar 2 of 100. What is the meaning of this one? So the name is a variable with a type varchar with a size 100. All SQL data types will be supported in PL SQL. all SQL data types supported in PL SQL, and PL SQL has some more additional data types. Okay, but basically these are the data types. What are the SQL data types? Character, varchar2, date, clap, block, longra, unra, and XML type. We have seen all these things, and timestamp. These are the SQL data type supports in PL SQL also. PL SQL has its more. Okay, so varchar. So what is the default value of a name? What is the default value of a name? Kiran garu, what is the default value of a name? I declared a variable. Then what is the default value of it? Kiran. Anybody? What is the default value of a variable? Yes, null. Here it is, right? All the variable declared as see all the default value. The default value of a variable is null until we specify with the default class. Here we did not specify the any default class. Null. Default yum. So I'm declaring a variable gender with a default value of 1. So this is exactly equal to this one also. We can do this one also. Is equal to yum. This is both are same. Either we can give a default with the yum, or we can directly assign a value to a variable in the declare section itself. Okay, and one thing here is in PL SQL, colon is equal to is for assigning a value to a variable. To a variable. Assigning a value to a variable. See here, both are same. So the gender character of default yum, that is equal to gender character colon is equal to yum. Both are same. Don't confuse with this one. Sometimes I always prefer to write like this, but some people will write to like this. That's up to them. You can write it anything. Okay. So now department number p underscore dept number constant number of 2. Okay. So now if we declare a variable as a constant or not null, this is wrong. This is wrong. If we declare a variable as a constant, if you declare a variable as constant or not null, okay, compulsory we have to give some value during the declaration itself. Okay, if we declare a variable as a constant or not null, compulsory we have to give a value, some value during the declaration. Compulsory, this is wrong. So how can I make it work? With some value given. This is a constant variable cannot be changed in your constant variable cannot be changed. The value of a constant variable cannot be changed in your program execution, but the value of a not null variable can be changed, but don't assign null to it because it is a not null variable. Okay, so let's see. If I declare a not null, so compulsory we have to give a some value, and this is right, not null variable, compulsory we have to give a value. At the same time in your program execution is equal to null. This is not possible. Because b underscore commission is not null variable. That means compulsory we have to give some value to it. B underscore commission is equal to null. This is not possible because B underscore commission is a not null variable. Okay, so how to declare a variable in all these steps? Everybody is clear, or anybody have any doubts? Sunanda, any doubts? Sunanda?
No, sir.
Anybody?
It's clear.
Anybody have any other doubts, please? Types of variables. Okay, a variable can hold a value, right? Can hold a value. It can be one value or multiple values. Okay, based on values stored in the variable or based on type of value stored in the variable. Based on values or type of data stored in a variable. Okay, so variables are defined into following types. Following types. One is scalar variable, and the second one is scalar variable, and the second one is a composite variable. And third one is a reference variable, and the fourth one is a lob variable. Okay, reference variable, the scalar variable. The scalar variable means it can hold only one value at any point of time. Any point of time. So the composite variable holds multiple values of same type. Multiple values. So a single variable can hold multiple values. Scalar variable holds only one value. And the reference variable is it don't contain a value, but it contains a reference to the data. Reference to data. So it's kind of a pointer where it contains a pointer. And the lob, it contains the large objects. Holds large objects. Okay, scalar variable and composite variable and reference variable and a lob type. Okay, for scalar variables, the normal data types. What are the data types we have? These are all called as a scalar variable. If you declare a variable of any one of these type, this is a scalar variable. Scalar, single variable, holding a single value. Okay, so what is a composite variable? The composite variable is nothing but a record. In a PL SQL record. Okay, it's like a nested table. B array. And it's like an index by table. These are the different types of composite variables we will see. Okay, so they record nested table, V array, index by table. This is after 10 classes. Okay, record, nested table, V array, and index by table. And the reference variable is a ref cursor. Is an example of reference cursor. The lob is for club, blob, okay, nc, club. These are the B file. These are the different data types. If you declare any variable with a club type, that is the lob category. If you declare any variable with the nclub, it contains the nclub. Scalar variable. If anybody asks you what are the different types of variables, different types of variables are scalar variable, composite variable, reference variable, and a lob variable. Scalar variable holds single value. Composite variable holds multiple values. The lob variable holds a large amount of data. Everybody is clear? Yes or no? Please let me know. Okay. So PL SQL is a block structure language, right? Okay, every statement in a PL SQL ends with a semicolon. One basic, some important points. Okay, please note down one by one point. Every statement in PL SQL ends with a semicolon. Semicolon. Okay, and so we need to use this for assigning a value to a variable. And third one is, okay, just I want to make sure. Now this is 2 hyphens is for single line comment. Is for single line comment. If you want to make a particular line in the program as a comment, comment means don't execute that one. That's a single line comment. And fourth one is a is for multi-line comment. Is for multi-line comment. So every statement PL SQL ends with a semicolon, and colon is equal to is for assigning a value to a variable, and hyphen hyphen is for a single line comment, and everything is a nesting of the PL SQL and constant data types and everything. Okay, scope of a variable. What is the meaning of, if anybody asks you what is the scope of a variable? Variable scope means variable declared in one block cannot be used in another block. So except child block. That means if a variable declared in the main block, that can be used in the inner block. Okay, so and vice versa is not possible. Okay, everybody is clear? And nesting of a PL SQL block is possible. That means a block inside a block is possible. Everybody is clear or not? Please let me know before going into some other topic. Okay, so assignment operator, displaying the output from a PL SQL. Let's see. Let me write one sample program and then explain this one. Okay, displaying output from a PL SQL. From PL SQL. So how to display the data? Okay, displaying the output from a PL SQL. For example, I want to write a message like welcome to PL SQL. I want to write a message welcome to PL SQL. How can I display this information? Okay, in order to display anything to the output from PL SQL, in order to display, we need to use dbms underscore output dot output package. dbms underscore output package. So it's a built-in package. It's a built-in Oracle supplied package. So don't worry about the what is a package and everything. So we will see that one in the following classes. But right now, if anybody asks you how can I display the data, dbms underscore output. If anybody asks dbms underscore Oracle supplied package. Okay. Generally, package is nothing but a collection of procedures and functions. In order to display, we need to use dbms underscore output package. Okay. So from this package, we can use either put or put line procedures. So this package contains collection of procedures and package, and out of this package we can use either put or put line procedure. So put writes everything to the same line, displays everything to the same line. Put line displays everything to next line. Next line. So put and put line. Put displays everything to the same line, and a put line displays everything to the next line. Okay. So put and a put line. So in order to display, we need to use dbms underscore output package. Okay, so what is the package contains? It contains a lot of procedures, but right now for displaying output, we need to use either put or put line. Okay, see if you want to display this line, just simply we have to use, so dbms underscore output dot put underscore line to single quotes. Always use the single quotes. Welcome to Oracle. This displays the output, but it doesn't display the output directly. dbms underscore output package writes to the buffer. Okay, dbms underscore output, okay, writes to buffer. Okay, after successful execution of the program, we have to flush the contents of the buffer to output. After successful completion, first it writes dbms underscore output, first writes to the buffer. After completion of the program, we need to flush contents, buffer contents to output window. Contents to output window. So how can I do it? This can be done using set server output on. Set server output on. What is the set server output on? The set server output on is to enable the buffer contents to be displayed. Okay, let's see. I want to put everything in a single program and then we can see identify. Okay, so first thing is to declare begin and end. I'm not writing the exception section because that's we will see in the later classes. So the basic one, so the dbms underscore output, that's it. This is my simple PL SQL block of welcome to PL SQL. Yes, anonymous block completed because this is an anonymous block. This is an anonymous block. It's a completed, but there is no output. Why it is not displayed? Why it is not displayed? Why dbms underscore output dot put line is not displayed that message?
We need to put set server output on.
Yes, set server output on. That's why I told you, right? First it writes to the buffer. Right now it is in the buffer. So we need to enable that buffer contents to display. So just copy this line before start of the program. So then you will see. See here, welcome to Oracle. The simple one. So welcome to Oracle. Okay. Everybody is clear? Okay. So now I will write a one program to find sum of two variables. Okay. Set server output on. Declare begin end. So let's first declare two variables. A, number of 3 is equal to 10, and B, number of 3, I'm giving a value 100, and I'm C, number of 4, I'm declaring a variable. So this is the first value I'm giving, and this is the second value I'm giving, and this is the C for storing a results. Now I want to find sum. Okay, so C is equal to all operators can be assigned. So now I'm assigning C. What I'm assigning? The value of A plus value of B. C is equal to A plus B. And so dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. Okay, single quote, sum of two numbers is this one. I want to display the C. See, where is the C? C is in C. So it's a, but these are the two different. So we need to concatenate. We need to concatenate. The pipe symbol is for the concatenation. Is for concatenation in Oracle. See here, sum of two numbers is 110. I want to display sum of 10 and 100 is like this. So I want to do a modification. I'm doing this slight modification. I want to display the full variables as well. Sum of finishing and A, finishing, and I'm writing and B is, let's see now. I'm clearing the buffer. See, sum of 10 and 100 is 110. So you can use all the SQL operators, arithmetic operators, everything can be used in PL SQL. Okay, the only thing is this one. Okay, I have one doubt. I'll ask one question. Okay, so now sum of two numbers. Okay, this one. So what is the data type of this one? What is the data type of this one? Is it a character, or it is a number, or it is a date? What is the data type of this one? Sum of two numbers is? Anybody? What type of data bit it is? So sum of numbers is a constant, right? It is not a number. This I'm asking this value. So what is the data type of sum of numbers is? Let's come out of the program. What is the data type of sum of numbers? Sum of two numbers is? Any idea, please? Sum of two numbers, C is number type, that is fine. But what is the data type of sum of two numbers is constant data type? What is the data type of this one? Character, or it is a varchar. Okay, what is the data type of C? Shalini, what is the data type of C? Number. So here, so the character is concatenating with the C. Is it possible? Character is combining to C. Is it possible? What is happening here? Varchar type and number type are concatenating. What is happening? Is it allowed? No, it is allowed. That's why it is working. Yes, it's an implicit conversion is happening here. That is the important. Implicit conversion is happening. Please remember that one. So Oracle supports two types of the conversion: implicit conversion and explicit conversion. Implicit conversion is, this is the implicit conversion. It is allowed. Okay, due to implicit conversion. We have already discussed about this in the last SQL session, implicit conversion and explicit conversion. So the explicitly we can convert to one data type to another data type. Okay, let's see. This is implicit conversion. We are not converting. If I see to char, this is called as a explicit conversion. We can do implicit conversion as well as the explicit conversion. We have already discussed this implicit conversion and explicit conversion in the SQL part. The implicit conversion means converting, automatically converts one data type to another data type. The explicit conversion is explicitly we have to convert using a functions, conversion functions. What are the conversion functions we discussed in the function? To char, to number, to date, to club, to lab. Okay, these are the explicit conversion functions. Okay, everybody? Yes or no, please? Okay, let's see. One more small program and then we will go. Set server output on declare begin end. Okay, so now I'm declaring a variable. I will ask one by one just to say that answer. Don't explain me the reason. A number of 5 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now here dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. A is, I'm displaying the value of A. Okay, so now I'm declaring another variable A, number of 3, number of 5 is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Begin and end. A is equal to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll ask one by one. Please, I'll give it 2 more minutes to analyze the answer. Just give the answer only. Okay. Now, please frame the answer in your mind. I'll ask one by one. Okay, Abhiram, what is my output? What is my output of this program? I'll ask one by one, Bhavani. 1 minute. Okay,
4,
Abhiram,
5, 6, 7.
what is the output? How many times A is
4,
going to display and what is the output? Okay,
display only once. 4, 5, 6, 7.
what is the value displays here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. What is the value displays here?
1, 2.
Fast, fast. But don't execute the program on your sessions, please. Don't copy here and don't execute and answer to me. Okay? Guess it and answer. What is the value it displays here? Okay. Anila, what is the value it displays here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What is
2,
the
3,
value?
4, 5, 6.
What is the value?
In the third line,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ashok, what is the value displays here? Ashok,
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess.
here? Here.
Oh,
What is the value displays here?
it's, I don't think it's I mean A value displays 3 times, so it should be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then what is the value displays here?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Avinash, what is the value displays here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Uh-huh.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Uh-huh.
and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bhavani. Bhavani, what is A here
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
and what is A here?
Here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and
Here
4. Here 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6.
7,
Divya, what is A here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Here?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, Harita, what is the value here? Harita. Harita. Kiran garu. Kiran garu. Mahesh. Mahesh, what is the value?
First one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Second one?
2, 3, 4, 5. Next will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Shalini?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First line, next line 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And Sunanda?
The first line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the second one is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Shravani garu? Shravani garu?
The first one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
And second one is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Second line is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
And last one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. So the correct answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the answer is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So let's see. So now the variable declared here. Outer block. Okay. I'm displaying here. Here there is no issue. I'm declaring the same variable with same name. Is it possible here? Yes, it is possible. Variable name is unique per block. Here 2 blocks. This is the outer block variable and this is the inner block variable. So I can have a same variable in 2 blocks. Okay, this is correct. And here I'm giving the same variable with the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm displaying 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. After displaying, I'm changing the value. But this change is a compilation error. Super. Line 11, column 1 statement ignored. Why?
It should be a number in the first line. You wrote NUMBE.
See here. So we are changing the value, but here where are we changing? Are we changing in the global variable? Are we changing the local variable? If the same variables are there, so this change will affect to the nearest declaration. This is the nearest declaration. It will affect this change. That's why the output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, everybody. So if I remove this, then what is my output? Sorry.
Can you explain once again, sir?
So the nearest declaration. Here I'm changing the value of a variable. Okay. Say I have a variable A in inner block and as well as in the outer block. But I'm assigning a value to variable. But where this change is affecting the variable here or variable here, because both names. So if a variable is available in outer block and inner block, the value you are changing, that should affect the nearest variable declaration. That means this change will reflect only in the inner block only. Okay. So now let's see. So now everybody is clear? Divya, explanation is clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I'm removing this variable. So then what is the output? Only one person, anyone. Okay. So the output is, what is the output now? What is the output now? Anybody?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How
2, 3,
many
4,
times?
5 and 1, 2, 3 times.
3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, sir.
But here you are changing this variable, right?
But we are ending the statement before that.
Because we are ending this declaration, but we don't have this variable in this block, right? We don't have A in the inner block. Obviously, it affects the main block. So the output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a global variable. See, if you have a variable with the same name here, so then it affects only this section here. But I don't have the variable A in the inner section. In that case, it affects outer block. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. That is the output. So please practice it. Tomorrow we will see. Tomorrow class is at 8:30, Thursday. Okay, and one thing is Friday I would like to take the class between 6:30 to 7:30. Is everybody is okay? I have some work on Friday, so I would like to take a class at 6:30 to 7:30 on Friday. Okay? Yes or no? Yes, everybody is okay. And the only thing I am worrying is Kiran and Abhiram. Kiran garu okay na meeku?